Alright, Shalom. First, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Blessings to the elect and the remnant of Israelites who are scattered worldwide, who are predestined to be saved. It's Brother Yakal coming for another video. And to be fair, I haven't touched on this topic that much, and it's big news in that dustbin called America is the migrant crisis. Now, if you what's the word? If you put in migrant crisis, all right. If you put migrant crisis, and this is in Google, right? All right. It shows you different. But if you put migrant crisis UK, all right, we have a migrant crisis over here as well. People coming on boats, all right. Let's see here, images, and basically what's happening in the UK is that people are coming from France. They're going to France, they're going, to the coast here, and they're basically going in rubber dinghies, which is very dangerous. Alright, and basically they're journeying from France over to England, the coast there. A lot of the times they're being intercepted in the sea and then taken ashore, and then they put in migrant kind of detention centers, which are disgusting, or put in like hotels. And the government says that the UK government say that they're spending 6 million a day on hotels for these migrants. And notice that they say 6 million a day on hotels. Let's see what comes up. There you go. So this is how you know that, see, look, the Conservative Party, because we have a two-party system here as well, like in America, all right. Tory asylum chaos leaves you spending 6 million a day on hotels. So they're saying that there's so many migrants coming over that they're sending £6 million a day on hotels, which is rubbish. Absolute rubbish. If that was the figure, this place would be bankrupt already. But you know what? These dummies, you dummies out there, you actually believe it, man. Why would you believe the devil? All right. This man, our Prime Minister, Richie Sunak, who is an Elamite, is in charge. But the devil is over him, man. All right. Now, compare that to what is going on in America. Now, let's watch this. They got their own migrant crisis over there. All right. And it could be solved simply by just shutting the border and just saying, listen, no one's going to come in. So ask yourself why they're allowing you to come in. And who is it that is coming in mainly? It's you Israelites, man. All right. They're allowing you to go there so you can well, really the Lord is leading you there for judgment, man. All right, because there's nothing good coming to America. But let's watch this anyway.
Bringing asylum seekers to the city, and the mayor is claiming these companies acted in bad faith and violated New York state law while bringing the city over 33,000 asylum seekers from the southern border. Had those asylum seekers not come to New York City, they would.
And notice he said 33,000, and that's not him. This is just a YouTuber that is reporting the news. He even showed it on his phone. The headline, one of the headlines was 33,000 asylum seekers have, because what's going on there? They're going up to Texas, and this governor of Texas, the guy that's in a wheelchair, all right, Abbott, whatever his name is, he's a Republican, and he's saying, look, once they come into Texas, all right, get them on the coaches and ship them to a sanctuary city. And a sanctuary city is New York. A sanctuary city is Denver, and San Francisco and others. So basically, they're basically shifting the problem, and they're doing it to Democrat-run cities. So this is how you know that this is the devil, and this is not something that's been done organically. All right, and the people that are going there are mainly Israelites from the Northern Kingdom. So this is a warning for you Israelites from the Northern Kingdom. I just don't understand, and I know we can't understand how it is to be in Venezuela, where our people are going through garbage to eat, or in Cuba or whatever. So we can't really be that kind of, high and mighty. But out of all of the history that you've seen over there in the Americas, you know that this gringo has basically destroyed all of Latin America, over the last 100, 200 years. It's been his divine purpose to destroy that place, man. Anytime they've had a decent leader, they've been ousted, man. And it's mainly done by US. I mean, look what the US did with Noriega. I'm not saying that Noriega was a great leader, but, they funded him and then they took him out. And our people really suffered when they did that operation with Noriega. They tested weapons on our people, man. Laser-guided weapons, man. They were actually using it as a testing ground, But that's the naivety of our people, man. You think that this devil is here to help you. He's not here to help you. This is a trap.
Not be the city's responsibility to care for. And that's why the mayor says he's filed this lawsuit. The mayor's also accusing these companies of profiting millions of dollars because apparently each ticket from Texas to New York City is selling for $1,650, 5 times the amount of money for a normal bus ticket, which would mean these companies have made $54 million.
The Adams administration is accusing the bus companies of carrying out Texas Governor Abbott's plan and moving migrants across the country. So far to date, the city has spent more than $3 billion on the migrant crisis, and Mayor Adams believes the company should foot part of that bill.
Now, the city has spent an incredible amount of money on the asylum crisis thus far, and it's estimated to be costing $12 billion over the next 3 years. A cost the city is mandated to incur as New York's right to shelter rules guarantee a place to stay and care for anyone who asks. But $12 billion is money the city of New York just does not have, and isn't likely to get from the federal government. And since the city doesn't have the money, they've decided to sue the companies who are operating these buses and making millions. Now, the mayor's proponents say that it's wrong for these companies to be profiting off the backs of asylum seekers, especially when this crisis is the fault of the Texas governor. But the governor of Texas has a different point of view, and he says that all 33,000 asylum seekers brought to the city by bus, he says they all came voluntarily and knew that New York City was the intended destination. And defenders of the governor's plans say that the statistics tell a different story. And they say that even though Texas has bused 33,000 asylum seekers to New York City, 160,000 total asylum seekers have come here, which means that 80% of the folks that have come to New York got here without the help of a bus from Texas. And they're claiming that there's something about New York City, likely its right to shelter rules, that make it a more attractive place to seek asylum than Texas. Or Boston, Hartford, Springfield, Worcester. The point is there are a lot of cities in America, but for some reason New York City is the #1 destination of those seeking asylum. And whatever reason that is, it's why people want to go from Texas to New York. It's not Texas's fault, that's what they say. Before we find out if New York City...
You see? So they're busing people from Texas all the way to New York. And that's having a dramatic effect. Alright, now we're going to watch this. And this is some Fox News, right? And in a way, you know what? You know what? In a way, I feel sorry for our people, man. I really feel sorry for our people because they're being led in a trap, man. But if the Lord opened their mind to this truth, they wouldn't be coming here in droves, man. They will know that they're coming here, basically, uh, uh, for their death, basically, because the Bible says to be occupied in the spirit of prophecy. What is the next prophecy? It's Jacob's trouble, man. All right, and it doesn't matter how light or dark you so-called Latinos are and Native Americans. You are Israelites, man, and they know that, man. And a part of the problem of Venezuela, I mean, look at Chavez. He did good things and so forth, and they killed him. They took him out. After that, that country plunged into absolute darkness. The sanctions, I mean, people are starving over there, man. So I can understand them making that journey, but if they were in this truth, they would have gone somewhere else at least, man. They would have they would have gone somewhere else other than America. It's just the worst place to go. But let's watch this anyway.
He's so bold. Democrats are walking through a third world country in Midtown and pretending everything was fine.
Hey, you hear what he said? Third world country, and then he showed Jakes from West Africa and Haitians, man. You see, that's what they think of you. This man is not gonna help you, man. He represents death. There's either death or life, right? The so-called white man, he represents nothing but death. His track record shows that, man.
Well, the mayor realized we were going bankrupt, and the sanctuary city dream was dead. But today, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez held a press conference in Midtown Manhattan, the heart of the migrant crisis, to declare no, the sanctuary city dream lives on. And suddenly AOC had walked into a war zone.
And this is how you know that this has all been done by the elites, is because they allowed them to. There's a hotel called Roosevelt Hotel. It's supposed to be a nice swanky hotel, and they're putting the migrants up in there. They closed down schools. All right, so kids can't go to schools. So it's a divide and conquer tactic, man, and it's working. All right, and you see the protesters, they're all crackers, man. And by the way, you crackers, where was your green card when you came over to America and slaughtered the tribe of Reuben and the tribe of Gad? You had no green card, man. All right, so you can shout all you want, man. Okay, and it just shows you that the Lord is bringing this place down. Okay, so we're gonna watch this, and then we're gonna get into the prophecy, because the last video I did was the apostles talking about Jacob's trouble. All right, and this is gonna be in the mix when it comes to that, because in Jacob's trouble, what are you gonna have? Race riots, man. Okay, so just like it's just like when you cook, say you bake a cake. You prepare, like I made a cake the other day. You prepare the ingredients. You get the eggs, you get the butter, you get the sugar. You might put milk in there or whatever. The Lord is putting in place the ingredients, the pieces for his prophecy of Jacob's trouble. All right, to unfold. All right, so the Lord is preparing. So if the Lord is preparing, then we must prepare spiritually. So that's why these videos are very important.
The city's on edge. This is not a crowd to lie or lecture to. D.C. You don't come to New York City, plant a mic, and tell you, we're better than you, and that we need to be more compassionate and understanding. New York's been pretty compassionate with the migrants so far. We've been paying for $500 a night hotel rooms. We gave them Xboxes, flat screens, cribbage. They don't even play cribbage. We've been doing their laundry for them. We even cooked culturally appropriate food for them after they threw away our PB&Js.
Now this is all rubbish because when you go to, for example, this guy's channel, all right, and he's doing a lot about the migrant crisis.
Worried about not being able to pay
all
what
right.
you owe? It's so large, and there are.
He's doing a lot about the migrant crisis, and yeah, they're allowing them to go to the Roosevelt Hotel, but only for 30 days. If you're single, if you've got a family, 60 days, and then you have to reapply. I mean, it's a nightmare, man. All right. And in the hotels, you can't have, basically, there's no cooking facilities. So, you have to buy everything that you eat. And they're in central Manhattan, man. A big portion of these Israelites from the Northern Kingdom, like Venezuela, the tribe of Asher, they're in these hotels. And, they get kicked out after a while, and then they're on their own, or then they have to reapply, Some of them are doing deliveries, this, that, and the other. And then the tiny minorities that are committing crimes, obviously, they're going to highlight that on the news, which they've been doing. So, it's like the devil's playground, basically, So, once you understand and know prophecy in the Bible, all right, you should think to yourself, that's why it's good to invest in this truth, because if you were in this truth, this was the last, that's the last place that you will go to, man. The last place that you go to. And notice that there's a crisis over here, and they're blowing it all out of proportion. And I remember brother came to see me in when I was in hospital, and he said, and we're talking about it, and he said, all right, this migrant crisis, what is it actually doing directly to you? All right, how is it directly affecting you? And I was thinking about it, and it's not really directly affecting me at all, but this cracker thinks he owns the world, you see. So that's why they're out there protesting, this is America, because they've been brainwashed to think that America is their country. Well, America is your country temporarily because you stole it temporarily. That's why the Lord is going to destroy it. Okay? All right? You ain't going to live lush and green and lovely when you stole a country and almost wiped out a race to take it. So 2nd Ezra 15 and 12. Egypt shall mourn. And that Egypt is America, man. Alright? Because ancient Egypt was our captivity. But modern day Egypt, and that's why they have the American eagle, which is basically the Egyptian eagle Horus. Alright? So it just follows all the practices and customs of ancient Egypt, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with a plague and a punishment that God shall bring upon it. So why would you migrate into a land where God is going to destroy that land? So those people are the Lord. Man's goings of the Lord, right? The Lord is pushing this migrant thing to judge his people, man. Because the majority of them, there's other minorities there. There's Chinese people, man. Alright, who are called Moabites in the Bible. They're coming over, and they're not getting treated good either. They're looked at as you know on the news, they're so stupid. They're saying that they're spies and all this kind of stuff for J.G. Ping and the Communist Party. Mad, you know, utter madness, man. All right. Verse 13. They that till the ground shall mourn. Yeah, so you can go over there and you can... tilling the ground is like a metaphor for working, man. All right. And some of those Israelites going over there, they can't work at all. They ain't got the papers yet and this, that, the other. Some of them are doing takeaway deliveries because they're very resourceful. You know what I mean? You know? For their seeds shall fail. Alright, through the blasting and the hail and the fearful constellation. Because ultimately America's going to get nuked. Okay? Verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. Alright, and woe means what? Destruction. Alright, verse 15. The sword and their destruction draweth nigh. Alright. One people shall stand and fight against another, and swords in their hands. And the Monday sword could be a gun, a knife, a stick. You saw how angry these crackers were in this.
And now they're getting free education and free healthcare.
I mean, could you imagine?
No taxes, but for us, we pay the IRS half. New York's been
I mean, look how angry they are. Look.
The migrants so far. We've been paying for $500.
And the reason why they're angry like that, because they think that America is their country and they're entitled, you know, so forth and so forth. But what they're doing is the higher ups, they're taking things away like services and budget cuts to service this migrant crisis, you know. But you sing an anthem, but these people are hypocrites because they say, sweet land of liberty and give me your huddled masses. We know about Ellis Island and all this kind of stuff. Alright, so if you don't like it, you can move the fuck out of New York then, innit? You know? Historically, New York has been a sanctuary city. So that shows you that these people are a bunch of fucking hypocrites, man. So I'm glad that they're angry. But it's all prophecy. And one people shall stand and fight against another. And those people, what side are they going to be on? They're not going to be on you Latino side. You know? No, they're not going to be on you. They look at you as they just called you third world people. You heard what he said. And swords in their hands. So that's what the Lord is preparing. He's preparing a what's it called? A time of trouble never ever seen before, man. Alright. Verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men. Alright. What's the word sedition mean? Alright. Sedition is speech and writing or behavior intended to encourage people to fight against or oppose the government. You see? Alright? So there's people gonna be rebelling against the government, and they're gonna and this is a form of rebellion. So this is in the low stages of this prophecy of Jacob's trouble, man. Alright, we're in the embryonic stages, you know, like when you have a baby, you know, and it forms in the womb. The Lord is forming this prophecy of Jacob's trouble. Alright, invading one another, they shall not regard their kings or princes. So your Mayor Adams and your AOCs, they're not going to regard them. Alright. And the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Okay. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. And that's why I did that video that I did. What was it? The last one that I did. Not the last one, the one before that, about the great tribulation. Because at the end, it shows this film. This film is called Civil War. All right, which is coming out in spring, and it just shows America in chaos, man. Shows the America. It shows the American Air Force bombing their own citizens. Shows militia groups. It shows people getting lynched. All right, who do you think that's gonna be, man? Okay. A man shall desire to go into a city and not be able to. Roadblocks, road checks, you know. Verse 18. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, see? And pride goes before what? A fool, man. The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Alright? So it's not going to be a cakewalk in the park. Alright, verse 19. A man shall have no pity on his neighbor. So love is gonna, as it says in the book of Matthew, wax cold, man. Because of the lack of bread thereof. No pity on his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods. Spoiling means to take away. So they're going to take away goods. Then they're mainly going to be take away food because people are going to be starving because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So that's what's coming, and that's what the Lord has prepared and is preparing. Basically, you know. I'm not going to make it long. Last scripture I'm going to close. Alright. 2nd Ezra 16 and 71. They shall be like madmen, sparing none. Alright. So when there's chaos, well, what do you have to do? Bring out the army on the streets. And they're going to have live rounds. There's not going to be rubber bullets. And even those rubber bullets, they're so thick and so hard that they can make you go blind if they hit you in the eye. Alright. You can need surgery if they hit you in the leg. I've seen a black woman that was on the Black Lives Matter march got hit by a rubber bullet and she was in a wheelchair, man. Alright. But still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. And who fears the Lord? Really, it's us, the 12 tribes of Israel. So that's why it's called Jacob's trouble. It's not called Jacob's trouble for no reason, man. Alright. So this whole migrant crisis, allowing our people, and it's just you just can't make up the naivety of our people, man. You know, so-called white men don't like you, man, but yet you're running to a country that he is in charge of. So therefore, he's going to be in charge of you. You know. And the Lord's put that in your mind for judgment, man. So it's not a good look. It's not a good decision, but it's the Lord's will, man. It's not a good decision to go migrate over there to America. You know? My cousin used to live in America. And even before this truth, I had no desire to go to fucking America, man. I mean, look at New York. It just looks like London. It just looks like a big concrete jungle, man. You know? Nothing authentic, nothing good about it, nothing. Alright, 2nd Ezra 16 verse 72. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Alright, so this is a time, alright, of Jacob's trouble. Alright, verse 73. Then they shall be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire. Alright, so when this comes, this is going to be a what's the word, almost like a job vetting for the elect. You know, how are you going to handle this? What are you going to do? Are you going to bug out? Are you going to spaz out? You know. But the Lord said, wisdom and knowledge shall be displayed at thy time. Isaiah 33 and 6. You know? So we have to stand upon that rock of faith. Because this is going to get ugly, man. And they're using that whole thing. I mean, basically, you can just close the door and say no one could come in. You have a party, and then you're full to capacity, or a club. You say no one could come in at the moment. So why are they letting them in? They're letting them in because they know who you blacks are. They know who you Hispanics are. All right, and it suits their agenda. Well, at least we can get them here. We know where they are. This, that, and the other. When all hell breaks loose, all right, they can put you to death, man. They can put you in a detention center, you know, because they actually believe and think that the Lord has, for a very long time, they thought that the Lord had abandoned his people. All right, and that's why it's so scary to see all these different camps, not just Great Millstone, all these other camps out on the street. It's scaring them, man. You know. So I don't. So basically, take this truth and this walk, this beautiful walk, seriously, because all hell, it will break loose very soon, man. All right. And blessings to the elect and the remnant. To the next one. Shalom.